Yo, Fiend Life episode 9. Wasabi here. Going on with another one of Beerman's gems. It's kind of sort of a mini series of stuff that Beerman uh, talked to me with recently. Talked to him today, so I just want to get all of this out there. Gonna probably run a few more. So this second part is we talked about friendlies already. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was he was talking about the difference between friendlies and tournaments. So really, friendlies is where you're supposed to adapt, where you're supposed to develop new tricks, and also where you're supposed to have ideas of the game and then bring it into this sort of subconsciousness where you see it, you change what you're doing immediately. And I think a lot of people think that's adapting in game in tournament. And you see that a lot, like they shift their tactics and all that, but it's already built into them. They already know it, and they've already worked on it, and they've already tested it. And that was something that Beerman was trying to get me to understand, is that in tournament, when it's a best of three, when it's a best of five, and actually, fun fact is Beerman got this from Shiz, is that you don't really adapt in a best of three and in a best of five. Like, yes, you make changes to your game plan, you switch the pace, you switch the tempo, you switch the way you're comboing. That's different. But that's also because naturally you've also, like, players naturally have prepared themselves for those situations. So it's less pure adaptation where you're experimenting, but more so you're running different situations that you've tried and tested out. So for example, let's break down a Fox Falco, for example. So the kind of the basic level is you know Fox I mean Falco approaches either with laser or an aerial, and then Fox full hops drills. So then what the Falco starts doing is starts up tilting, beat that, and then the Fox ends up then people would call that adaptation. And then also then the Fox would start, then instead of full hop jumping, they'd start stutter stepping, or like a fake short hop, and then baiting out the up tilt. So that's something that's like kind of just a very basic RPS mix up sort of thing. And fine, maybe not might not be the best fucking example, but you guys get the point if you're smart enough for this. And so pretty much is like, if you do that in tournament, yes, that's adaptation, but it's more recognizing, hey, I've done this situation, or I've been in this situation before. I know how to answer this question. Let me do it now. So it's a little less, you know, adaptation, but just knowing when to switch for it and knowing that you've actually done it. Now, of course, if you experiment and try something new in tournament, that's great, and maybe you did adapt. But I'm talking most general cases is that adaptation, pure adaptation of saying, okay, I completely understand what your style and your rhythm is now. That happens over 10 plus games, like the full mastery of your opponent. In a best of three and a best of five, you can't get that. And so that's the main thing I'm trying to get across here, that Beerman reminded me of, is that, and that's why you have to play friendlies, tying it all back to friendlies again. So you have to play all the situations, you have to play it, you have to experiment with it to understand it, so that when it happens in tournament, you're like, oh, there we go. That's it. This trick won't work on me anymore. So that's it. Yeah, Fiend Life episode 9, done. Like, follow, subscribe. Forgot to say it for the last episode. Feel free to send me questions, disagree with me, agree with me, whatever. Peace.